everyone, it's B here with Cali Moto TV, and today we're at A&S Motorcycles in Sacramento, California, interviewing this beautiful 2018 BMW S1000R. I'm super stoked. I love my MT-09. I love Bill's BMW S1000R, so I'm very curious to see what the combination of both feels like. So let's take a closer look at this cool looking bike and let's get geared up and on it. And here we are on the S1000R. So right off the bat, it feels really familiar. It's super similar to the S1000RR, just a little less aggressive, but the position is a little more aggressive than my beloved MT-09. So currently the bike is in rain mode, as you can see here, and really it's really gutless, it's really mellow, so it has fly-by-wire, so the throttle response is just so smooth. So the bike does have a quick shifter, so that's very nice. I love your quick shifters, it's up and down. Hey Chuck, wait up. Bike does come with Brembo brakes, so that's also very nice. So let's kick up the mode into road and see how that changes things. And right away a little more pep, a little more spring to the step. I love it. I love this bike. I love Bill's BMW S1000RR. So this is just like, this is phenomenal. Huh. So what else? We got cruise control, which is really nice. I wish my MT-09 had cruise control. Unfortunately it does not, so I'm commuting to and from work. My wrist has the tendency to get a little tired, but this here has it, so that's awesome. What else we got? This has heated grips. The button for this is right here. Heated grips, huge fan. I put some aftermarket heated grips on the MT. A must have if you ride in all sorts of conditions. You know, here in California it's pretty warm, so it does not matter as much. Chuck is feeling good. He wants to go places. So I'm sorry, I always fuss with this shifting. I'm really used to riding into P shift. This bike is standard shift, so I always upshift instead of downshifting, so that will be a thing. I'm sorry you guys. So what else? So the cool thing about this bike is it also adjusts the suspension automatically. So when I shifted from rain mode to the road mode, the suspension stiffened up a tiny little bit. So let's switch it to the dynamic mode. Throttle on, and hello. So the suspension instantly just stiffens up a little more. This is like your fun times Canadian kind of mode. Gosh, I would love to take this bike out on the Canadian. One of our Cali track days instructors actually has this bike, so he offered to ride it out on track. So there will be probably a follow-up review about the S1000R on the track, and I'm super duper stoked. to ride that thing. And while we're here on the red light, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. Like the video, hit the bell to get notifications. We appreciate that a ton. If you have any specific questions about this motorcycle, hit a comment below. We're more than happy to answer any of your questions. As far as icing, so I'm 5'6", I'm about 120, 130 pounds depending what I eat and how much of it. So the bike doesn't feel too big for me. I rode the 1200S Ducati, and that was just too big, too heavy. I wasn't very comfortable on it. It was just a little too much bike for me. So this is really like, it kind of is as much bike as you want it to be. If you want to go to town on it and you really kind of drag me, this bike will do it. If you want to just tootle around, this bike will do it. The modes help a lot. The dynamic mode really does give the bike a lot more pep, and it sounds great. It comes with like a Akrapovic exhaust stock, so it sounds amazing. I absolutely love how that thing sounds. Look at that, Chuck giving people deuces. Oh, nope, we're not moving over. I could have sworn he is going to move over. So yeah, it's really comfy. The seat is pretty comfy. I wish it would be maybe a little more squishy. The position is a little more aggressive than like the MT-09 or the Z900, but it's still pretty comfortable. You could ride that thing for quite a while without getting tired. Levers, as per usual, are a little too far out for my little hands. I would probably put aftermarket levers on it pretty quick, but you know, like, that's pretty much the thing that everyone changes, just because everyone's hands are kind of different. Yeah, and it's like I can almost flat foot it if I put some thought into it. I can almost flat foot it, so it's really skinny, but it's not too skinny. If that makes sense. Oh, we do not have a lot of gas, but still 28 miles, that should do it. Unless we go for a canyon run. Chuck, you interested? I don't think he is. That's a bummer. So let's switch the mode into dynamic pro. Throttle off, throttle on. The other thing that I love about BMW is it's so straightforward how to like do stuff to this bike. I struggle so much with the Ducatis. It's like stand on one foot, push this button, stand on the other, push the next button, release, hold. It's too complicated. I just throttle on, throttle off, mode is changed, perfect. So cute, it's great. So now you can see California roads, it's a little bumpy, so this is not the most comfortable mode to ride in on the street, but it's stiff. You could corner the, like, I can imagine how well this bike would corner like that, because there's not a lot of sagging around, so it wouldn't squat. So yeah, this is great. The quick shifter on it, again, it's really seamless. It's great. BMW quick shifters are so nice. It's awesome. If you don't have a quick shifter on it, I know it kind of costs a good buck to get one put on, but it's worth it. You're gonna be so spoiled once you have a bike with a quick shifter and you ride something without. You're like, what is this? My MT doesn't have a quick shifter. I haven't gotten around to putting one on yet, so yeah. So A&S is they're super cool. They let us test ride those bikes and kind of give you a good idea of what this bike is about. It's, you know, it's we're not super techy about what the review is about, but like, where are you at with this bike? So this bike, it's not a beginner bike because it does have like 160 horsepower. I think you should start on something a little more forgiving. But once you have a couple thousand miles under your belt, I do not see why you couldn't ride this bike, especially with its modes. And you just gotta be smart about it. So this is really a bike for just about anyone. Like a little bigger dude can ride it because it has enough power for it. Someone smaller can ride it because it's small enough that you actually fit on it. I struggle so much with bigger motorcycles, bigger cc, because I like R1, I can't touch the ground. ZX10, I can't touch the ground. The new BMW, I don't believe I'll be able to touch the ground. So it's kind of a bummer. So it's nice to have bikes like that just kind of lets you ride it, even if you're a little short in the vertical department. And if you have not yet, please subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a lot. Hit the like button, comment below if you have any specific questions. So looks wise, I really like it. I kind of like how the headlights assembly is on it. You know, it's kind of hard to make a naked bike front look good. I think BMW did pretty well on that. I like the colors, the typical BMW white, blue and red. I really enjoyed that. It looks really clean. They come in black and red, so I'll probably go for the black one just because black is my happy color. And it looks good with our logos since they're neon yellow, so we'll probably go with that. I've been looking for something else other than my MT. I'm selling my R6 and I haven't been able to figure out yet what I want, but I wouldn't be surprised if sooner than later there will be a S1000R in the stable. I'm really curious to see when BMW is going to update this bike. Since they're updating the S1000. RR, excuse me, I was a little distracted there for a second. So they're updating the S1000R, so you would think that they will update the S1000R down the road as well. So I'm in that predicament. I want it now, but I also want the new shit. So we'll see what happens. Need to sell that R6 first. If you want a 2017 R6 with all the bells and whistles that you can kind of want for it, I got one. Hit us up. Oh, this thing sounds so good. It just crackles and pops and is happy and wants to go. Oh man, this van is kind of raining on our parade here. I still don't understand this road. Is it 2 lanes? Is it 1? Can someone like explain this to me? I just really don't understand what happened to this road. Oh, this bike is great. This is really cool. I get really tired from sport bikes. My first just can't do it for some reason. I've been really bothered by the R6. So I've been really enjoying those upright bikes, and I've been kind of like on that upright bike trip. If you like those bikes, that's the bike to get, like hands down. Get that. I love my MT-09 for its own reasons, but this is so refined. It's like this fancy, nice, smooth experience. You enjoy that with a side of wine and cheese kind of thing. It's really cool. DMT is a little more brute, a little more I'm gonna go mess up things and I'm gonna wheelie there. So this is very refined. It's very civilized. I like it. I really like it. It's really fun. Yeah, I think I should buy one. What do you guys think? Should I buy one? I think that would be a nice addition to the stable. Can't complain. I typically buy a bike in like July, so ANS keep one in stock for me. around July, that's probably what's gonna happen. Oh, this is so comfy. I could ride this for hours. I could, well, we would need gas first, but in theory I could ride this for hours. Very, very enjoyable little bike. Well, not that little, but very enjoyable. And I've seen more and more of these on track, so I guess they're probably fun on track too. I mean, I don't see why not. It has the S1000R genetics. It's the same engine. It's a very similar frame and suspension and everything, so I can see how this would be very, very fun. I can't wait. Dawn offered I could ride it, so I will definitely ride it. Oh, crackles and pops, crackles and pops. I love it. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the video, but it crackles and pops, and it just crackles and pops, and it continues to crackle and pop, and it's wonderful. Oh, hello, officer. I have a license plate. For once, I do have one around my hips. Oh, those crackles and pops. Can you hear that? Boink, boink. Every time you let off the throttle, it just crackles. It's great. I love when a bike sounds good. I don't know, like I have a really hard time with electric bikes because it's like it doesn't sound, there's the sound. I need the sound. Like there's just something about it when you're coming down on compression and everything starts crackling and popping, and there's just nothing like it. It's like when you're on the electric bike, you don't have that. I mean, yes, it's torquey, but it's just not the same, guys. So this is lovely, 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 lovely. Let's find the gear. I was shifting up instead of down. Chuck is so cool. He takes us on those rides, and it's always kind of like a little shuffle, little hustle of getting like all the footage in and getting everything lined up. And then, you know, obviously we don't want to interfere with all the customers that want to test ride something. So yes, you can come out to NS and test ride just about any demo bike they have. So that's really cool. So Chuck is always helping us out and taking us on those little guided tours. So yeah, if you're local to Sacramento, come check out ANS Motorcycles. They host events all the time, and then there's free food, and there's like vendors show up. It's a really fun bunch of people. It's very family style. I love those guys. They've been super awesome to us. Well, so we are coming to an end on our test ride. We're almost back home. So thank you guys for watching. ANS, thank you guys so much for letting us test out those bikes. We really, really appreciate it. So if you haven't done that yet, please subscribe to our channel, drop a comment below, hit the ring, hit the bell, and yeah, let us know how you like our videos. If there's something specific you would like us to test ride, anything Ducati, BMW, and Triumph, they probably have it in stock, so hit us up. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.